What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Triple H in top WWE Role, the real reason why Liv Morgan is actually being pushed, Sami Zayn injured, Braun Strowman involved in a motor accident, WWE wanted a Scott Hall hologram, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. And now let's do the intro and get straight into our top story. Our top story looks at Triple H in a top WWE role. A big WWE corporate news as the WWE's corporate webpage announced, effective immediately, Paul Levesque will resume his executive position in EVP Talent Relations. I look forward to returning to my prior positions as head of Talent Relations. I'm healthy, fired up, and ready to charge, said Levesque. WrestleVerts tweeted about the reaction backstage to Triple H's rehiring, saying, "For multiple reasons, this is great news. A lot of happy people within Titan Towers this morning. This should come as no surprise as Triple H is well liked backstage and has a reputation for knowing the intricacies of the wrestling industry from a business standpoint and from a talent standpoint. Triple H's return already has many fans buzzing about whether it could lead to the cerebral assassin returning in a creative role on NXT. That situation may be too much for Triple H to deal with in light of his severe health problems he was facing not too long ago. Even if he's up to taking on the job, Vince McMahon may still feel that NXT 2.0 is a superior product to the black and gold version. Nevertheless, it's great to see Triple H back. Next up, the real reason that Liv Morgan is being pushed. Was Liv Morgan's 2022 Money in the Bank win and successful cash-in for the SmackDown Women's Championship a carefully thought-out plan? Well, not according to Dave Meltzer, who revealed in this week's Observer that part of the reason, if not the key reason, for the recent push of Morgan was the walking out of Banks and Naomi. When they left, the idea was that SmackDown needed a new top-tier woman babyface, and Morgan was the one who got the pick of the draw. It's also worked out because the fan base was ready for her. Now, we've discussed how the WWE has overlooked Morgan's popularity with the fans for the last year, and it's good to see her finally get a women's championship run. How long it lasts remains to be seen, but the WWE should give her a shot and see how she fares carrying the blue brand. Morgan will defend the belt against former champion Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam, a match that should demonstrate how committed the WWE is to pushing Morgan as world champion. If Liv loses the belt less than a week after winning it at Money in the Bank, it'll be obvious that the WWE wanted her to win in order to provide a surprise for Money in the Bank. If Liv retains clean against the highly protected Rousey, it'll be a good sign that the WWE is all in on the Morgan mega push. Some fans feel that Morgan will retain thanks to help from a returning Charlotte Flair, who will be looking to continue her feud against Rousey and get revenge for Ronda breaking her arm at WrestleMania Backlash. With continued chatter of Bayley returning, don't be surprised if Bayley begins a program against Liv while Charlotte and Rousey feud with no titles on the line. Although it's unfortunate that Naomi and Sasha Banks chose to walk out the WWE, it's a reminder of why it's important to have a fresh talent available to step in at the right moment. They should consider looking at other female talent on the undercard as well, as some fans are growing tired of seeing the same people in the Women's Championship picture. Next up, Gable Steveson's WWE future uncertain. As Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson reconsidering his WWE career. Steveson, who won the Olympic gold in wrestling last summer at the Tokyo Olympics and is a two-time NCAA wrestling champion, appeared in an angle at WrestleMania 38 and was expected to compete in the WWE soon. However, Dave Meltzer reports that Steveson's plans could be changing. The idea was for him to be a regular on Raw after this past semester ended at Minnesota, but he hasn't been used as he's talking about returning to college to go for a third NCAA title in 2023, and even pondered if that was the case going for a second gold medal in 2024. He would be strongly favoured to win the NCAA title after he dominated all season and won the Hodge Trophy this year. An Olympic gold medal, while he would be a favourite, is a much higher level and certainly far from a sure thing. While the WWE seems high on Steveson's potential, his status would undoubtedly be even better with a third NCAA title and even another Olympic gold medal. Even if Steveson comes up short, his value should not be diminished short of a complete fail in the NCAA and or Olympic competitions. Next up, more injuries and calamities. And the injury bug continues to strike the wrestling world, and now there's a report that a former WWE main eventer avoided a major calamity when he was involved in a monstrous motor vehicle accident. But let's start with WWE, as Sami Zayn could be injured. It looks like the sling Sami Zayn was wearing on the 15th July episode of SmackDown was no storyline and that Sami is dealing with an injury. The 25th July Wrestling Observer newsletter notes, the injury is legit, but it's not major and they're hopeful of him being able to wrestle in a few weeks. There's no word on what caused the injury, but based on Zayn's participation in SmackDown, it appears the WWE plans to continue the storyline involving Zayn's attempt to become an official member of the Bloodline. It's unknown just how much longer Zayn's off-the-wall campaign to join the Usos and Roman Reigns will continue, especially since there are renewed rumors that the Usos' baby brother Solo Sikoa will be jumping into the main roster soon. While Solo seems like the ideal addition to the Bloodline, you never know what twists and turns the WWE has planned for its hottest faction. Indeed, some fans may have speculated that the Usos could turn on Roman at some point in the future. Regardless, an additional member could strengthen the Bloodline even further, or even lead to Solo grabbing a singles title such as the IC Championship. Next up, Chris Jericho injured at Fyter Fest. Chris Jericho's barbed wire match against Eddie Kingston on this week's Dynamite was a bloody brawl that ended with Jericho winning thanks to an assist from Sammy Guevara. It also led to an unforeseen injury when the Painmaker broke his nose during a wild spot against Kingston. Late in the match, Kingston went to clobber Jericho with a chair, but the wily wizard countered with a codebreaker. Unfortunately, the chair flew into Jericho's face, breaking his nose. Jericho would later tweet a video of the incident along with the message saying, "Just left the doctor's office, it's official. That savage Mad King broke my nose last night." Jericho and Eddie Kingston's long and brutal feud has led to the two working some of the most violent singles and tag matches in recent memory, but the feud may still have life left in it, as Dave Meltzer noted in this week's Observer. Brian recently tweeted, "One of these men takes credit for injuring me and the other one is a man I actually blame for it. Excited to see them destroy each other, and when I get back I'll kick both their heads in." Fans who watched the Anarchy in the Arena match at this year's Double or Nothing pay-per-view will remember Kingston poured gasoline on Jericho whilst Danielson had Jericho in the label lock. Danielson stopped Kingston from turning Jericho into a human torch, which only angered Kingston and led to the two fighting. Many fans feel that this cost the Blackpool Combat Club the match, and it'll be interesting to see how AEW books Danielson against the babyface Kingston and heel Jericho. Meltzer also pointed out that Bryan's return is still up in the air, as there is no timetable due to the unpredictability of recovery from a concussion, questions given how many he has. Obviously, there's always concern when it comes to wrestlers who have been concussed, especially in light of how Danielson previously retired due to what he thought were career-ending injuries. Next up, Braun Strowman involved in a motor accident. Now there is good news and bad news for Adam Scherr, aka former WWE superstar Braun Strowman, as the big man was recently involved in a motor vehicle accident. Wrestling's former monster among men tweeted a picture of his truck and boat, both of which clearly have seen better days. While the details are limited, he did comment that everyone walked away from the incident. "Always count your blessings, trucks and boats can be replaced. Everyone walked away from this okay. Thankful the Lord was watching over us." That's good to hear that Scherr was not seriously injured or worse, because the wrestling world has seen more than its fair share of in-ring careers that ended thanks to motor vehicle accidents. And finally, WWE wanted a Scott Hall hologram. And last but not least, Kevin Nash recently revealed that the WWE wanted to honor Scott Hall by projecting a hologram of the bad guy and to have Nash pay tribute to his fallen friend. He discussed the situation on his new podcast, Click This, saying, "The WWE wanted to do some things. I just told them, I said, man, you guys can't do whatever you want to do. There was talk about doing a hologram thing with Scott and some other things. I said, you guys can't do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to say anything negative about anybody that wants to do something for him. I'm just not ready. I didn't leave my house. I didn't go on the road. I didn't shift for a while. It effed me up." It's intriguing that the WWE contemplated using a hologram, as could fans see holograms of deceased wrestlers in the future? What do you guys think of this idea? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.